Welcome to Season 3 of the Take the Leap podcast. We want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Whether you're just starting to tune in or you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you can expect to hear from entrepreneurs in all stages of their journey, how they got to where they are, and all the mistakes and victories they've had along the way.
We're excited to share new guests and have some returning folks from our first 2 seasons. Thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome back, everyone, to the Take the Leap podcast. We're really excited to have returning guest Asmaa Methqal with us, a business and leadership strategist for women in tech, shaping the future of business the feminine way. With over 25 years of experience, she advises founders and executives on identifying the growth ceiling they cannot yet see or break and repositioning leadership and business direction in ways that align with how they think, decide, and create. She is the creator of Fire and Flow Leadership and the Conductor Framework, and the founder of The Thread, Women Plus Tech Vancouver, a platform accelerating women's leadership and influence in tech through fast belonging and hands-on upskilling. Thank you so much, Asmaa, for being with us again. I am so excited to chat with you today, and just wondering, just in reading the bio, I can tell you are doing some new things. So give us a life and business update. Where have things gone since we probably connected a year ago? We need to do better, Tori, and be like, when was the last time we actually chatted with the
The last time we chatted was May 25th. I remember very clearly.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're just short of a full year. But yeah.
April 25th. Yes.
What's happened since then?
Well, nice to see you again, Tori and Ashlyn, and thank you so much for having me. And by the way, congrats on season 3. That's a lot of work, and that's so amazing. Like that's so beautiful. Yeah. So a lot of things happened for a lot of people in 2025. I think in 20 that was like one of the years that everybody was like, "What the hell just happened?" So, where did the year go? Where do all these struggles happen and showed up and things like that? And I'm seeing it a lot as well, like in my own universe and world. So what happened since the last time we chatted? Well, my vision and my mission with Fire and Flow Leadership is still there. It's still strong. But what I'm seeing is that it was not the what, but it was like the how that changed in a way. And basically, a new community birthed on its own last May after a big event that happened here in Vancouver, which was Web Summit, which is one of the biggest tech events usually in North America. And Vancouver has won the opportunity to host it for 3 years.
Nice.
And so last year, around 15,000 people arrived, and we were all like in Canada Place, downtown Vancouver. And then they created this WhatsApp group called Women in Tech Vancouver, like for Web Summit, and it had around 800 women, and they're all talking and everything, and they are all like overwhelmed and so many things happening. And it was a very, very fast-paced kind of conference, like 20-minute sessions back to back, and you have to run here or here. They did a Women in Tech meetup. I got there. I'm not allowed to get in because it was already sold out. And by the time I was like trying to get in, they're like, "Oh, we're done because the 20 minutes is over." I'm like, "How can you connect in 20 minutes?"
20 minutes. Oh my God. Yeah.
So everything was 20 minutes, right? And it was this very fast-paced, masculine way of like just go, 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 go. But we had so much to do. But then the women were just like, "What's gonna happen after? What's gonna happen after? Like when this is done, like what's gonna happen?" And I was like, "Oh, there's no other community here. Well, I'll start one." And I just started it. And I literally just yesterday celebrated 400 members, all organic. And I've led around 35 free events since last May 31st.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
It's a big labor of love. But the call was very clear and very strong, which I found was there. Yeah.
I love that. I know that I've been seeing you because we're connected on LinkedIn doing all these different events, which is really awesome. But I want to hone in on something because I do think that this is a frequent problem with live events, is that
Yes.
they do so much stuff back to back to back to back that there's no, depending on what you're learning, there's no
Mm.
implementation time. So it's just like so much stuff into your brain. And then you're like, okay, I've left this thing and now I'm going back to my day to day. So you're not, using any of the information that you've just now learned. And then the other thing too is like having intentional time to connect with people, because
Yes.
one of the main things that, or one of the main reasons that I've always went to conferences is not really so much for the professional development. There might be like one or two sessions that I really want to go to, but it's to meet the people who are there, right? Because they have a
Hmm.
shared interest with you, they have a shared overlap with you, and that you really want to go deeper. And I feel like that is something that women do well together more than the male counterparts, is creating that community and that supportive layer for each other, or are willing to become that kind of supportive glue to each other rather than being competitive. So great that you were able to kind of like see the need and spin off into creating those spaces for people
and
as well.
and it was not easy. it
Yeah.
definitely it definitely had its a lot of challenges. For one, for it being free. um,
Hmm.
Two, for it being in person only, no online events. and
Right.
and
Oh.
it's so interesting. So even if that's what people ask for, when it's right there in front of you, like, people don't jump on it.
Yeah.
And Vancouver is very known, which I didn't know because I just moved to Vancouver like a year
That's
and a
right,
half
because
ago.
because you were from
I was so
Toronto,
new.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that adjustment.
Victoria, yeah, Victoria, BC. So not too far, but still like a,
Okay.
a big jump. But what happened is that, like, even like when I arrived here, and a lot of people said, "Oh, you don't know anybody. I'm happy to introduce you," and then nobody followed through. And I'm like,
Mm.
but I didn't ask you for anything. You're the one who offered. And then it was just like this constant, like, small little signs of betrayal that were really affecting me emotionally too. I was like, why did you say you're gonna do the thing if you're not gonna do the thing? Like, keep your word. Like, that's one of my values. Like, just keep your word,
Hmm.
or just be like communicative about it. And so with that, like with this, it's like, you know what? I cannot find anybody to open the door for me. Well, I'm gonna create the door, right? And so that's how this community, like, ended up happening. And from the comment that I'm getting from people, you went right there. Like, you created the logo, you won with the name, like, here's the first event, here's the second one, here's the third one, and let's
Yes.
go. And so I take action. I'm just not gonna sit here and just talk about theory. Like, let's just do it. You wanted to meet in person, let's make it happen. What was interesting with this conference, though, is that it was 15,000 people. This year they're expecting 30,000,
Wow.
and they're doing it in other around places around the world, like Lisbon and Qatar, that they have 70,000 people. And
Wow.
so when I talk to people, they're like, if you think that was fast, you have no idea how it happens in Lisbon, and how there are places where you will be walking kilometers and kilometers and meeting a lot of people. And so it was very interesting, because those are the realities. Like, it's like, even if you look at it from a metaphor of business, like, it's still the same. Like, you will have
Mm-hmm.
some industries that are going fast, that are doing things, that are aligning with your rhythm. It's just for you to find what is the right way for me to merge this, and what can I take the best out of this experience. And so that's how I see this. And then for me, it was really about, okay, so you want to upskill yourself, you want to get better at something. I don't want people to whine, because it's so easy for people to whine. And I feel when we open the door for people to whine, we are doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a place and time where you can vent, which is okay, as long as you're not gossiping about anything. And then two, it's like, oh, you're looking for work. Great. Well, here's a job hunt lab session that we just created. But then if you don't show up to that session, and if you don't show up to the second session, don't come back to me again and say I cannot find work.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's that matter of, like, how can we increase accountability between us,
Hmm.
like, as women or as a community, and how we can keep our word. Because the way I say it, for me, it's like, it's about integrity. If you say you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna come to an event and you show up, then I know your integrity is high. So if I find somebody that's looking for somebody in your profile, I'll be happily to recommend you because I know you're going to show up. But then if you come and you show up and then you don't end up coming or cancel last minute or ghost, then there is a really hard way to build a trust and
Mhm.
create that, you know?
That's such a good point. I feel like as a society, especially over the last few years, we've really shifted to being coming really comfortable with just kind of ghosting or not showing up or saying that we're going to do this thing. And I don't exactly know why or what the factor is, but I have noticed in a lot of business spaces that that is a very common thread. And you're right, like it doesn't help people to move forward. It doesn't help people make connections. And it's like almost we've lost like that human element of connecting.
And
Mhm.
I think the moment it happened for me, what I can see the shift is because of COVID.
That
And
makes sense.
so
Mhm.
Yeah.
because people were forced to stay at home and it was for a safety reason, it created something in our brain to trust that we have to stay home. And so now like even for me, like because I'm leading these events, most of them, because I am the host, I have to show up. And sometimes like I don't feel like going, but I have to.
Dude.
And so it's like we have to work 5 times more to force our brain to tell it it's okay. It's okay to get out of the house. It's okay to go meet new people and make it like a new safety because we just got used to it for 2 years to just stay at home and work from home and do everything from
Mhm.
home. And so anything that involves effort and dressing up and going out and meeting people, and the introvert just want to stay home. Now the introvert has to go and meet people and talk to people. Like it just too much. So I totally understand that part. It's like, okay, just do it gradually.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just come to the ones you can come, or just when you say you're gonna commit to it until the end.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
and this goes back again into leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your own personal leadership. So, do
Mhm.
you commit to your words when you say you're going to do something? Do you do it or you don't do it? Why is it when your boss asks you to do something or your client asks you to do something, you do it on time? But when you say, I'm going to launch this thing or I'm going to create this product or I'm going to do the thing, then you just keep pushing it again and
Yeah.
Oh my
again
gosh.
and again.
I feel like you just called me out.
I'm sure I called a lot of people out.
Yeah. Well, that's
Oh, that's
true.
so true.
Yeah. Yeah. When I experience that a lot too in like volunteer groups that I'm a
Mm.
part of, like we just had like a kind of a dramatic thing with somebody stepping down, but when I had a conversation with them about accountability, they were like, "Well, I don't know when this became like a full-time job." And I was like, "Dude, you were supposed to send 3 emails. You had 6 months to send those 3 emails." And they were mad because you sent those 3 emails 2 days before the meeting that was supposed to be where you share your accountability for doing all this work. And so, I was like, you would not be, you would lose your job if you took 6 months to send that. And so, yeah, I do think a lot of folks are struggling, and I struggle with that too. I mean, I've had 2 websites under wraps for years that I want to get launched that you need to work steadily towards. And so, yeah, creating that capacity and space, or just abandoning things if things are too much. I think that that's
Yep.
instead of lying to yourself and being like, this is going to happen, go ahead and relieve yourself a little bit and be realistic about the capacity. Because, yeah, I do think we also have a lot of folks who are like, I want to do all the things. And it's like, well, we can't
Yeah,
do all
that's
the
fair.
things,
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you've got to
And I
prioritize what's important for you.
And exactly that. I feel like we're talking at 2 layers. Definitely the
Mhm.
prioritization piece. It's like, okay, what should I prioritize? What should I work on? I don't know why people like in January they set up ten goals.
Yeah.
Like just set
Yeah.
up two, just set up one. Like
One.
why? Like do the one, and then when it's done, add the second. But people
Mhm.
put 5, 10 goals. I want to be healthy, and I want to make money, and I want to be this, and I want to have best relationship. And it's like, whoa, way too much, way too soon. And then by February or right now, March, like none of them, you already failed those goals.
Mhm.
So there's already this piece about what you can prioritize and which gives you the highest energy. So that's one piece. And then for me, the second piece is when you get the idea and you get that excitement about this idea that you want to start when you create, what I started doing, one of the practices I start doing, as soon as I get the idea, I work on it as much as I can within the first 24 hours.
Oh,
I just push it as far as I can. Like even if, like literally on the weekend, I woke up, I was like, oh, I wonder what is my priority today. And then it was like LinkedIn. I'm like, oh, no, right? But I went for it. And I went and I updated and I created my update map. I did everything. Within like 4 hours, I updated everything, something that I wanted to do for 6, 7, 8 months ago. Right. And so sometimes for me, it's like I start co-creating with the universe, if that makes sense. I
Mm-hmm.
just
I
like
love
the
that.
moment I receive this idea, it's like, thank you for the idea. I'm gonna respect the idea and I'm gonna respect myself to work on it as much as I can within this time frame of 24 hours or 48 hours. Right? Because most of the time we get the idea, we write it down on a piece of paper and just leave it. It's like,
And
oh,
then
we'll get on it
shelf it.
later.
It's on the
And then
shelf.
shelf it.
It's on the shelf.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? And then if you read the book Big Magic, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
always talks
Good
about,
book.
okay, I just give you this idea, but if you're not gonna take it, I'm gonna move it to Tori, and I'm gonna give
Yep.
it to Ashlan, and then until
Mm-hmm.
someone will get on it, because we all end up having the same ideas because we are in the same collective field. It doesn't matter what you do with the idea. And so
Yeah.
anyway, so this is a practice for me that I do. If that can help any of you, it's like if you get excited again about something, just go for it for 24 hours, not the whole year.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. And I love how you said you're going to co-create with the universe. I think
Yeah,
that's really powerful because it's true. Like and just like that book Big Magic said, like you get an idea and then most people just kind of sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you work towards it and you prove to the universe and to yourself that this is what you want, a lot of the times you'll see those things kind of start to fall into place once you start working towards it.
Yeah.
exactly. And then we know this, like clarity comes through action.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then people most of the time will sit and like, I need the clarity first before I take action. It's like, no, you're doing it the other way around. Like
Yeah.
you like if you're still waiting on your emotions and your feelings to guide you, you're already doing it wrong. Like do the thing and take action and then see how you feel in the moment, and if you feel like it's moving, it has legs, or if it's getting stuck, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's my experience with this. So if you know, like when I started Fire and Flow leaders, which was my first community, for the life of me, for 3 years I grew it to 30 members. And I'll have members, and then they leave, and then I'll update, I'll pivot, and then I'll change it again. And I was like, I know this is my sole purpose, but I think the how is not right, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And then this comes and it just flows and it goes easily. And it's not about me at all. Like it's about them. You saw something and you just help and you serve. I don't ask them for anything. Most of them don't even know what I do. I'm just there. I'm just creating the community. I'm just leading events and I'm just helping them and supporting them. But the message that I'm getting from this is, oh, the I teach fire and flow, right? So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so there's one where the energy is stuck, and then there is one other area where the energy is flowing. And I see this with businesses, and I see this with a lot of founders and executives where they're like, I've been working for this promotion and I've been working for this, and it's not happening. Either like the manager leaves, even something changed, even the skills have to get updated, something, it's not getting me there, but I'm keep pushing and I'm pushing and I'm pushing and I trust it and I believe in it. And then something else happened, and then it just flows easily and all the doors open. And
Mm-hmm.
so at
Yeah.
some point, we need to get to the realization that you either need to pivot or
Right.
you need to let the idea die, and that's okay. Like in order for you to born something, birth something, like something has to die. So what in your life right now has to die for
Mm.
something new to be born?
Mm.
That's such a great
I love
point
that.
too, because I feel like there's been moments in my life and in my business where you've been involved in something and you can take the next, you can just keep in that. Like I'll use the American Marketing Association as an example. somebody had asked if I would be the president after them. That would have extended my service for 4 years, and I had to think long and hard about it. I was like, is that what I really want? Like, it's quote unquote easy because you're used to it. But then I was like, but if I do that, I will not create space for other things that I want in my
Right.
business, because you can't, like I said, we all get the same. Well, actually, I shouldn't say this. There are 24 hours in the day. We don't all get the same, because people have, like, Tori and I don't have the same 24 hours in a day. She has a child. A lot of
Yeah.
her 24 hours are taken up by that, and if you want to sleep, you want to be eating healthy, you want to be exercising and all of that. Like, we all get to choose kind of how we chunk up that 24 hours. But that means that certain things are going to have to come off the plate to make space for other things that are important in our life, because we don't, until we figure out that space-time continuum where we can slow things down enough where we get, like, a few more hours.
Well,
Right.
let us know when you find it.
Yeah, when you find it. That would be great.
I would love to know. I'm a firm believer that you can collapse time or you can slow down time. It's just a matter of saying it to yourself and then be like, and then I just follow it. The Big Leap talks about this concept, by the way. So that's definitely a book that I would recommend to read it, where he talks about the Einstein time, and he just explained about. So when I'm late to something, I will literally say, I make I make time,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why the time slows down. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, oh my God, my house is so far now. I live in Vancouver. Everything is far. I'm like, oh my God, like it's gonna be like an hour away. I'm like, oh, I'm collapsing time. Like I will get home faster. And then I don't know why. It does happen. And so sometimes like it's just a matter of believing like
Yeah.
that you are super powerful.
Yeah.
No, you're not, or sometimes you are. So I don't know how interesting, like again, like how our like the filter or the lens that we wear in our everyday, and how
Yeah.
it can help and shift things, right? Because I know for myself, like in the past 5 years have been very hard for me, but they were hard in the sense that I was going through my dark night of the soul, and I am here to learn something, and my soul is here to learn something, and then of course things has to happen. And I think one of the reasons why even I strongly know that my soul purpose is fire and flow, like if it's not getting to the level that I want it to, like I needed to go through the things I needed to go through before it opens up or it flows or whatever that is. And sometimes that's what it gets to. It gets to this place of like, how can I trust and believe that things will work out? And how can I get my mindset and my thinking and my body to trust that only good things will happen, and that I am here to do something greater and important. And for every bad thing that happened, any challenge, any difficult conversation, any betrayal that happened, I'm so thankful for those betrayals now, by the way, right? If all those happens, because you were meant to learn something so you could do something. And
Right.
so if we see it from that perspective, because that's what I'm seeing right now, everybody's struggling, everybody's finding it hard, and I'm like, okay, great. What is the gift in that situation?
Right.
What is the gift? Like, I know it's hard. Like, we got sickness, we got like parents like dies, like things happen. It's like, what is the gift? Oh, the gift that they showed up, that I had an amazing life with them. Like the gift that all those betrayal helped me, give me the strength to start my own community, and show up for others and keep my word for others, where because I experience what it feels like when others don't keep their word. And so it's always like a lesson that we're learning and that we're growing with it. And then the same what you just said, Ashland, it's like you're learning what to say yes to and what you say no
They
to,
know too. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because the moment you say yes to something, you're saying no to another thing. And maybe that other thing is the thing you really, really want.
Really want. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also trusting that that great things is coming. Not like, oh, this is the best thing, so I'll just go with this because there's no other thing, right? And so it's again, it's just a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
And it was meant just for you, Tori.
Really, this podcast is just so that I can have everybody tell me what I need to hear, and then I just go and do it.
Perfect. So get back to us in a week from now of what you've done.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do though, like I feel like, not to keep harping on everything you're saying, but I feel like there really just is something magical, whether you believe in the universe or God or like how spiritual we are, it doesn't matter. Like I think there is just something really magical about just changing your mindset a little bit. And it's like when you focus on something, that that thing then starts to become a reality, right? So
Mhm.
whether it's, like making space by getting rid of a client that isn't serving you, or making space by like giving up on this thing for now and going towards this new idea you have, or looking at a situation saying, okay, that really sucked, what did I learn from that? I feel like there is, I feel like our brains are magical. I don't
Mhm.
really know how else to say it, but yeah, it's just they really are. Like I'm seeing that over and over again now.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I'm like, oh wow, if I had done anything differently than how I did it, the way I did it exactly, my life would probably be in a completely different spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very wild to think about.
It's very wild, but at the same time, it's always believing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And all of those lessons and all those experiences are here to teach you something.
Yeah.
And sometimes we are here to learn things. And I know for a lot of people, yeah, I don't believe in the spiritual, I don't believe in the universe or the woo-woo and things like that, which is totally fine.
Right.
The idea here is that you are the creator of your own life,
Yes.
and just believe it. And for a lot of people, they're like, what does that even mean? Like, what should I do? Well, start by respecting yourself enough to commit to your word.
Mhm.
And so, what is the one thing you can do in this moment right now to honor yourself? What is one thing you can do right now to honor yourself? That's the only question you can sit with and just think
Mhm.
about, and then you will have the answer. So, that's
Yeah.
the other element too, is to surrender enough to listen to your intuition and
Mhm.
what it has to tell you. Because a lot of people are running around just think logically and brain and plus plus one equal two, not knowing that one plus one can equal 100. Because everything is possible, right? If not, like miracles won't exist, right? So it's that element. It's like, what is that one action you can take every day to honor yourself and to respect yourself? So having that difficult conversation, letting go of that client, saying that, you know what, my business run its course, I think I have to close that, I need to put down my website, or I'm ready to launch the new thing, I want to finish my book, I need to break up in this relationship, I need to finally say what I had needed to say to my boss, I need to finally ask for that promotion, whatever that is. But it's sometimes like we always think it's this big thing that we need to plan and we need to put this 20 pages document and like get to this perfect place before we take action, where just in the morning when you wake up, it's like, what can I do today to honor myself? And it
Yeah.
could be resting. Can you
Yes.
just rest? Do nothing.
Do nothing.
Just
Yeah.
authentic. Remove that guilt. Release that guilt. The fact that you're taking time off to rest. If you're resting while feeling guilty, you're not resting. That's not rest.
Yeah.
So you
That's
need
so
to
true.
cut off that. That needs to cut off. Like I do my work and my best work when I can, and then the other time I am resting and recharging and taking care of my family, and my family also are taking care of me. And so that's, and I see that a lot with women. There's always
Mhm.
this element of guilt, this element of overgiving, and this element of comparison,
Hmm.
right? There's always, for me, these are the three diseases of women. Like
Mhm.
really, it's just this triangle here. So it's like remove that guilt. So
Yeah.
find a way how you can honor yourself without feeling guilty, only feeling peaceful and at peace. And I think that's a key word right now.
Peace.
And where things are hard and are difficult, like a lot of people went through in 2025, then see it as, okay, that was spring cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I like
That
that.
all that hurdle and everything that was hard, it's like, okay, that if it's hard, that means I need to look at it from a different lens, whether
Hmm.
to keep it or get rid of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then do the Eisenhower like things, like what
Yeah.
should I do? Should I get rid of? What should I keep? And what should I prioritize, right? And just do that. And that's sometimes because that struggle happened for a reason, for you to learn something so
Yeah.
you can take your next aligned action.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times too, people don't slow down enough to reflect. They're just jumping and jumping and jumping, or
Hmm.
like, instead of learning that lesson and really analyzing what happened, they're
Mm,
moving on to the next thing without taking what they learned, taking with it what they learned. And so I do think,
totally.
slowing down, looking through things, and just determining whether or not, like you said, not staying stuck, right? Because you do want to take an action. Like, don't
Yeah,
spiral, but still take time to do that inner intuitive work as well.
Yeah.
yeah. And I'll say to that, Ashland, that even if you're stuck, that's okay.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be stuck. There is a reason why you're stuck.
Yeah.
And just stay there and be stuck and be okay with it. Because the more we force something that we want to change the thing, that's when the thing won't change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, oh, I'm stuck. Okay, well, I'm gonna embrace it. What should I do? Should I go have a nap? Should I go and find a mentor? Should I go and talk to other women? Should I join a community and be inspired by others? Should I listen to a podcast? Like, okay, and then just explore what that stuckness and unstuckness can look like. And for me, like most of the time when it happens for a lot of people, it's back exactly to what you said. Like, how can you reflect on your life? And I feel like this
Mm-hmm.
element of reflection is really missing, and I'm seeing that missing a lot in events as well. Because for me, if you get me through a training or I go in an event and you don't give me time to slow down and reflect on the experience and on the event, it's like it never happened
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I won't remember anything. Then I will go back to my day to day life, and things are happening, and then priorities are piling up, and I'm doing my thing. But if you create a space where I can reflect on the experience, and then what are my key takeaways? What is one small action I can take? Like Lori Deals, I always create this space at the end of all of my events with the women because I was like, I don't want you to just leave with just theory. Like,
Yeah.
we need to practice it. So, what did you learn today that you can implement in the next 24 hours or 7 days or month?
Mm-hmm.
It could be,
That's
I'm gonna call my friend, or when I'm gonna pick up my kid, I'm gonna tell him what I learned today. Like, like it's just small little things. And people always think, oh, reflection, that means I need to bring my tea and sit down and create the mood and have a journal and start writing. No, just the intention or
hmm
just sitting and having a reflection, you know?
Yeah.
that's really valuable too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, yeah, very much so.
It's important. My gosh, I feel like I'm learning so much today.
Well, I'm glad. And I can feel like there's still a connection in everything. Even if we're talking about a lot of things, like there's
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
theme that's keeping everything together.
Hmm.
Well, it was something that Tori said like a while earlier in our conversation, but I think it's a psychology concept, the self-fulfilling prophecy, like whatever you
Mm,
actually believe,
mhm,
like so if you have like imposter syndrome or like a belief that something will not happen, it will not happen because you
Right.
yourself will block it from happening. So if
Hmm.
you can, and I know,
mm,
I'm not spouting like the think positive, but a lot of times when we go into something that is new, that is difficult, that we have all these like assumptions about, like, oh my gosh, I really want, like, what she does to be in me, but I don't think I can get there. Then you will literally be your roadblocker in it.
mhm,
Whereas if you think, hey, I see what she's doing over there or they're doing over there, and I think I can do that. I'm going to try it. And if you go in with that mindset, I'm going to try
Yeah.
it and see what happens, as opposed to like, I don't think like, oh my God, they're so successful. It's never going to be me. Like that becomes
Back to
but
comparison.
that brain trash will be what runs you into the ground instead of being like, yeah, that's totally possible for me. I mean,
Mm.
if they did it, why can't I? Sort of thing.
Totally. And I love that you
So,
shared that because I can literally see it with women that are just starting their careers, and I can see it with women in their peak of their careers, and I can see it with senior women. It always happen in that moment that you either want to do something new or different, and then the mindset takes over and you start seeing negative. And especially for a lot of women that go through transition, which is, I don't know why those are the women I attract. It's like, oh, I just lost my job, or are just like, I broke up with my guy, or like something big happened at work, or something this happened. And so there are at crossroads where like and there's like a transition that happens, and that's when they get stuck
yeah.
because then they lose their old identity. Because like, oh, but I used to be corporate, I used to be making a lot of money, and now I cannot even sign a client for $1,000. Like, what's happening? Like, I used to close
Yeah.
millions. Why I cannot even, for the life of me, sell my offer that I believe in to this
Mhm.
person? And then they start doubting like their awesomeness and their goodness and all of that. And so for me, like my work really goes into, it's not tangible, but it's there. It's like how I can expand your own vessel so you can increase your inner authority.
Mm.
Mm.
And then when I sit with them and I say this, where they're like, I get it, right? But then when you just say it like, it's like, what the hell does that even mean? What it means exactly that. Like, because you're looking at life this way, and the more things happen to you, it becomes even narrower and narrower and narrower. And what your brain remembers, your brain always remembers the past. So
Mhm.
if the best money you made in your life is 100 grand, you think you're going to be a millionaire? No, because your brain thinks the maximum you made was 100 grand that took you 20 years to make. There's no way in hell you're going to make it within a month, right? And
Yeah.
so, how can you expand that capacity to believe and to trust that it is possible, that you have everything that you need in order for you to make that happen? And so, for a lot of people, and mostly women that I work with, I show up as a mirror. Literally,
Mm.
that's all I do. I'm a mirror. But for a lot of them, they don't see themselves because all they see in their own mirror is their limitations and
Mm.
everything they cannot do and everything that others are doing better than them. Where me, when I show up with them, and I think that's my superpower, is I see their higher self in front of me, and I'm talking to them, talking to the highest version, the best version, because I can see what they. First of all, I won't work with them if I cannot see that vision, right?
Mhm.
Because I need to
Mhm.
be excited and inspired by their vision to work with them. But it's so important, and for a lot of people, they don't understand. Like having someone that mirrors back to you your greatness matters,
Mm.
because you're always gonna be your worst enemy and your worst bully, and it's not even your fault. Because
Yeah.
if we go into positive intelligence, when you were a kid, your saboteurs and your judges got created to help you and to save you when you were a kid. And so those saboteurs stays with you when you grow up, and then you become this perfectionist and you become this person that always the victim and that sees the negative, because that helps you when you were a kid, and now you don't need them anymore. And so you need somebody to help reflect that and help you demystify what that looks like. And so you can get into this version of you that you will start seeing positive, that you can see what's possible. Because it's not easy, right? To go from everything is dark and gloomy, and especially what's happening in the world right now, too.
Yeah.
There's that much
Mhm.
uncertainty and people dying and wars that don't even make sense. And all of that, and then here we are like trying just to get by after COVID.
Mhm.
Right? And then you're like,
Yeah.
where's the humanity? I thought we gotta all love each other after COVID, and now what's happening, right? And so it's all of that. And so how can we together like elevate the value of the humanity and our frequency as a collective? But it starts by each person,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Well, and I think that that is what is so beautiful about the community that you're building because, yes, there's a
Yeah.
lot of shit that's happening in the world, like the pending war, are we calling it war yet with Iran? I don't even know what we need to call it, but and that's why having in-person community I think is so important, because we get to say that like, yes, we do love each other, we love humanity, and we don't need to look at like things that are kind of beyond I consider beyond our control. Even
Yeah.
even being in America, like I
Yeah.
definitely didn't vote to go to war with Iran. Like,
Yeah.
Tori, you didn't
Totally.
vote for that.
No.
Asma, you're not in the US. You definitely
No,
didn't
I'm
vote for
Canadian,
that.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm receiving
But
the
it
retaliations
but
from the
Yeah.
yeah.
US.
But it impacts
Yeah,
you, right? And I think a lot of times
totally.
people, you can spin out thinking about all those things, and I think bringing it back to home base, being
Hmm.
around people who are your people, and remembering that like even all of us individually can rise above what is happening at a geopolitical global level
Totally.
as well. Yeah.
Totally. And it starts with, again, like with each person, right? So if you
Mhm.
rise yourself from what's happening in your day to day, then you're going to inspire others to do it. And then you keep going. Like I lost 4 huge contracts once Trump got elected,
Uh-huh.
because all those nonprofit US nonprofit I was working with, they all lost their
Oh,
funding.
funding. Yeah.
Right. So that was another element of my dark night. I'm like, great. Now I was like, I moved to Vancouver thinking I got those contracts. Now I don't have them anymore. I didn't give them any penalties because why? It's not even their
It's
fault.
not
So I was like,
fair.
whoa.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay. Life happens and it's okay. But then you're like, okay, what's the gift in this? What am I learning from this? And it just like keep going and just trusting, and but also honoring your emotions.
Mhm.
So that's the other piece too. It's like it's not like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just think positive. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
What we're saying is like honor your emotions, honor yourself first. If you're stuck, be stuck. If you want to rest, rest without feeling guilty. If you see a pattern in your life that keeps happening, sit on it, reflect on it, and figure out why it happens and what can you do to change it, or how can you expand your own vessel so you can receive more and receive those opportunities and be amazing and be magnetic and attract the right clients and the right opportunities and the right support and the right people, right? And it's a continuous process anyways. Like we all don't get it right. Like it's just like we're just being human, having a
Yeah.
human
Mhm.
experience, right?
Yeah.
And definitely AI is not helping a lot. I can tell you that, in terms of like connections, right? Like I tell women,
Yeah.
why do you love the community? And then I get this whole chat GPT answer. I'm like, I didn't ask chat GPT, I asked you. Like
You.
Yeah.
you,
Mhm.
why? Right? So now I have
Mhm.
to say in your own words,
Words.
why da da da. Like I have
Yeah.
like to go like ask for that. And that's the other thing too. It's like you can see that people don't know how to connect anymore, like
Yeah.
how to
Mhm.
communicate anymore. And it's hard. It's so difficult to go out and meet
Yeah.
people. Like,
Yeah.
which wasn't
It is.
before.
I
Yes.
realize that I am such a verbal processor. Like I struggle just texting with people. Like you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like
Mhm.
I'll look at it and like I'll forget to write back. I always tell people that all the time. I'm like, if I haven't answered you in a few days, it's literally not because I'm ignoring you. It's I probably like saw your message while I was driving and totally forgot. Like I would rather you just like call me, go to voicemail, say I really want to chat with you, or like text me like when can you chat so that
Yeah.
we can do that, because I feel like that's harder to do. And yeah, seeing people and being able to like, even that's why I love the podcast, is because it would be so different if you wrote us an email about your stuff, or wrote us social posts.
mm,
But
Yeah.
this is
yeah.
such a great medium to be able to have conversations and
Connect.
share resources and connection as well. So yeah.
And feel the energy of each
Yes,
Yeah.
other.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Like we're in this room
Exactly.
again, and I would love to meet you in person someday, Asma. So if you ever
Yeah.
end up in Las Vegas, please let me know.
Ooh.
Slash vice
Yes.
versa, coming up there to Vancouver.
I'll be happy to. I used to go to California all the time before.
Nice,
So I can wait.
Nice.
But let's
Nice.
nice.
imagine that world where, yes,
Where's
I'll
we
be
all get
Yes.
to
coming more
come?
often. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like,
I do think I'm closer in Portland, so.
oh, perfect. You can
Yep.
just drive here.
I'll just drive up.
Yeah.
Okay, come and we'll take a selfie and send it to Ashland.
Perfect.
I love it.
Oh, I love that. I
Well,
needed this conversation today.
yeah.
What was
Well,
what was the thing that stuck with you the most?
I just really needed that reminder of just letting go of things that don't serve me and really keeping an open mind and perspective on like what can I learn from every situation. I
mhm.
don't know why that's hitting me so hard today, but well, I'm sure I do, and that would take another hour if we went down that path.
Yeah.
But
Well, the best quote that I've learned, and I even taught it in a class about regulating emotions. It was something that I learned from David Guillaume, and it's a saying. It says, "Pause. What a gift."
yeah,
Mm,
oh, I love that.
Very
Love that.
simple, very
Mhm.
powerful, and
mhm,
literally. And then one thing I want to go back to what you said, Ashlan. Your life can change in a second.
mhm.
And that's what another thing that people don't believe. They're like, oh, wait, if I do the thing and I start thinking positively, it will take years, it will take months, it will take, no, it will take a second. And then again, just having that thinking that in the next second, my life will change for the better, and the next second, great things will happen, is already reprogramming your whole subconscious and your brain to
Mhm.
expect something positive and something great to happen. And when
Yeah.
something that shooks you happens, which happens to me a lot because dealing with a community, especially a free community, comes with a lot of its own things. So I get frustrated. People are only asking when they connect with me, they're only asking for things, right? It's like, hey, can you find me a job? Can you get me? I'm like, yeah, great. Like all of this is not enough. Like you want more,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
which is okay. They all come from the different direction. But for me, when that happened, I'm like, pause. What a gift. Oh, wow. They took the time to write to me
Mhm.
and ask for support. That's what I want them to do, to ask for
Mhm.
help and ask for support. Oh, I'm so thankful that they are posting about all this stuff that they should not be posting about, but they're posting. That means the
Yeah.
community is alive on its own, right? And so I just trying to find the positive. What a gift. Pause. What a gift. And I just take a deep breath when it happens. And what a gift. And I said with a smile, even though I'm like, oh, what a gift. And then it's so interesting how the more you do it, the gift shows up right away for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will be like for me like the easiest like takeaway for you, like Tori, just when it happens, pause, what a gift, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
go for it, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you,
For
David.
me,
This is I
yeah.
learned from him. Yeah.
I love that, and then I like the idea of like not letting go of the guilt because I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
times like you feel guilty for not doing something, you feel guilty for resting, you feel guilty for signing off at a reasonable time, time in
Yeah.
the afternoon. Sometimes I feel guilty that like we're doing the podcast and I should be doing client work, but I
Yeah.
the more that you can let go of that and know that there will be another time, or there's not anybody who's breathing down your neck and being like, where is that stuff? I think it's just so important, that
Can
perspective and
I
that mind shift.
can I give you a little practice you can do to reduce your guilt?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I do this practice. I've been doing it now for 8 years. I don't think I've ever missed a night, an evening. It's a self love practice that I do.
Mhm.
And I basically look at the mirror. I know for a lot of people, it's really hard for them to look into the mirror. But I look at the mirror. I say, I love you 3 times.
Mm.
And I say my name. I love you, Asma. And I look in the mirror and look into my eyes and I say it, which for a lot of people is hard. So I said, okay, you don't need to start with a mirror. Just go at your pace or do the mirror, but like turn off the lights, whatever works for you. And
Yeah.
then start with a candle light and then keep going until you can have the lights on, whatever works for you. But I have it like at 3 levels. So I love you, Asma. I am proud of you today for
Mm.
and I list different things. 3 different things I am proud of you for. Meeting with Ashland and Tori today and having a great podcast. For like finishing like the work and then publishing it into the community. For like and then you just list the 3 things you're proud of today. So that's already helping you in a way slowly expand your vessel in terms of appreciating and that. The one about guilt, the second one, I forgive you for.
Mm.
I love that.
I forgive you for not doing that client work, not sending that email that you were supposed to send to the client, for not like picking up your kid on time, for like screaming at your kid or your husband when all he was doing was just being nice, and for not taking your medication or whatever. I forgive
Yeah.
you. Again, three different things. If
Thanks.
you cannot find it, you stay there until you find the thing. So three things. And then the last one, I commit to you.
Mm.
So tomorrow I commit to you that I will send that email, that I will do the thing.
I will
I
finish the
will
thing.
I
Yeah.
will finish the thing. I will expand more my capacity to receive more love. I will trust more. I will, and then you just define what that looks like. But literally that's, I've been teaching it to my client, VIP clients, sorry, VIP clients. I'm sharing it with everybody. But I feel like it's so important, and
Mhm.
I have different levels of it, but this for me like works so well because literally I will meet people that will do it, and a week later and they will look differently. It will
Hmm.
really look different. And
Hmm.
it's just something that you learn. You love yourself, you're proud of yourself for things, you forgive yourself for things, and then you commit to yourself. So it's really playing at four different layers at the same time. And it's a literally a practice that could take you 30 seconds or could take you 3 minutes, depending on, or an
Hmm.
hour if you want to like have a wine with yourself and just talk to yourself and sharing the three things, you know?
I love that. Well, I wrote all that down.
I'm sure I have a TikTok about it somewhere. Yeah.
Well, we're coming to the end of our time. Thank you so much, Asma, for
Thank you.
everything you shared today. I feel like I always learn great things in these
Yeah.
conversations, and we'll definitely have to have you back for season 4. I'm going
Ooh.
to end with our last question. So, we are going to be creating some sort of list out there for our listeners, but we are asking our guests, what is a piece of media content? Is that if it's like a book, a song, a podcast, a movie that you're really into or obsessed with right now?
David Game,
Debbie Kiam. Nice.
100%. He has a podcast that he publishes every Friday now.
Nice.
And he has a course on activate your soul or something about soul, and he has them at three levels, but literally just get the first one, and literally you can pay $1.
Nice.
And what I love about him is that the way he is doing it, like he already made a lot of money. He started poor, he had nothing. He was teaching people this, and he's teaching you how he had to go through this himself. And then
Mhm.
after that, like it's really like showing your infinite soul. So that's what it's called.
Oh, your infinite soul.
Yeah.
Nice.
And literally, you can just get your infinite soul. You can just follow him on Instagram. It's free. Or just listen to the podcast that he has. I listen to it on Spotify that he publish every Friday. And I just love how he teaches Kabbalah, which is not a religion, but it's just like a way of being. And he described things to me in ways that I understand them,
Mm-hmm.
because I've done a lot of inner work, as you can tell, like for years. And I teach this to women. That's why I can easily see it in someone else and tell them, hey, here's the thing to do. Just do the thing. That's it. Like I've went
Mm-hmm.
through all of it, right? But then he takes it a level deeper where even me, I'm like, oh, okay, I understand now what you mean and how that looks like with the pause, what a gift, and just learn things. So what I do now every night, which I just started literally this year, I have an app that I color,
Mm.
I love that.
and I have my little pen and my iPad. And right now, my iPad is only for coloring. I don't use it for work at all. So I have my
I love
iPad
it.
Pro, and I just put like that app, coloring app, and I listen to him on the background. That's
I
it.
love
That
that.
reminds me, I do have a mandala coloring book somewhere
Oh,
that I used to
I,
do to de-stress because color, I mean, we used to do that when we were kids, right? Color your coloring book. I might
well,
need to go find that.
I'm, we're getting older. I could not see very well with my eyes. This is only my second glasses because I have my other glasses that I wear every day. This is just for screen. So I love that app. It's called Zen Color.
Nice.
And I think as of yesterday, I colored 180 different things.
Oh, I like it.
And you can zoom out as much as you want and choose
And
any
pull it
colors.
in.
So you don't
Oh,
have
that's
to
so
bring
cool.
all your like pens and
Uh-huh.
it's very easy, very low key, it takes you everywhere. And then just listening to David Guillaume is just yeah, that's what's been very powerful for me right now. And it was one of my clients that told me
Told
about
you.
him. She's like, "Oh, you remind me of David Guillaume when he talks about things." I'm like, "Oh, I think I need to check David Guillaume." And now, like, yeah, I hear you, I see you, and he's great, to look at. So hey, bonus point.
That's a bonus point. Yeah. I love that.
I love that so
So,
much.
Yeah, so one of my dreams is to go and see him live. So he does a lot of events in LA, by the way. So
oh,
because
nice.
he lives in LA,
Good to
so yeah.
know.
So if you know, let me know, and then maybe we'll meet there. So for him, I'll brave the airport
The airport. Yeah.
and go to
Yeah.
the US just to listen to
To
him.
do
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
love that. I'll have to look up when he's speaking because that's only a 4.5 hour drive from me. It's not too far.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But already what he has is just so amazing. And he said it. He said, "I've been doing this for over 20 years, but I have millions of followers within the last year."
Mhm.
Mm.
And that for me it just reminds it's like, okay, so my sole purpose, it needed to breed, it needed to grow. That's why it was not working, that's why nobody was seeing it. And then when at the right time it will happen, when I'm ready, where I will have expanded my capacity, then it will bloom, like, and it's just like trusting that
Mhm.
even things that don't work out for you, there is a reason why they're not working out for you.
Yeah.
So it's in a way, it's helping you, it's saving you from something, it's support, like you just believing in that and just trusting. And
Mhm.
so yeah, so I think a lot of people will love discovering him as I do.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much again, Asma. And thank you to our
Thank you.
listeners for tuning in. We'll have all of Asma's links in the show notes. And we will see you next week on the Take the Lead podcast. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank
Thank
you.
you, bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Take the Leap podcast. Check out our show notes to connect with us and our guests. If you have questions about the episode or ideas for future topics, send us a direct message on Instagram or email us at aloha@taketheleap-today.com. If you're interested in being a guest, fill out the guest interest form on our website.
If you're a new entrepreneur who is looking for a roadmap to move your business idea forward, check out the Take the Leap course on our website, taketheleap-today.com. Members who join the course also have an opportunity to join us in bi-weekly co-working and group coaching calls to build momentum and work on your business.
And if you'd like a flavor of what we offer, sign up for our free webinar with the 9 essential steps you need to launch your business with clarity and confidence. See you next time.